All right, good morning, everybody. So we'll go ahead and get the party started. So yeah, if you have a strap handy or a rope or a dog leash or anything of this sort, that's a good feature to have. So we'll go ahead and get started. So let's just take our time and get comfortable on the back body. I also have a blanket. You can have that if you want to, not necessary. And I also have a couple of bolsters. You can use pillows too, but again, same thing. Don't necessarily have to have that, just whatever you need. So just take your time and get comfortable on the back body. Oh, go ahead and just open the arms out beside you, close the eyes. Just begin to notice your breath. Just watch it move into the body, really move into the body, into the belly, into the fingers and into the toes, and then just closing the lips, just let the breath move out through the nose again. Just begin just kind of with your normal breath, just watching it. Watch the quality of your breath this morning as you arrive on the mat. And see if you can just begin to slowly lengthen that breath. Just very gradual, just begin to increase the length of the inhalations. And then really begin to slow the exhalations. Just slowly let it out, still through the nose. Just let the breath go. Just focus on this morning right now. Shake any wiggles out if you need to. Make sure you're nice and comfortable, but just really tune into the breath. Just tune into that inhalation. Nice long inhalation through the nose. And even slower, nice long exhalation. Just let it go. Begin to feel the chest rise as we pull this breath in. Feel the belly rise. Start to hear the breath. Let it become audible to you like an ocean-like sound. Close the eyes if they aren't already closed. Just really let that breath become audible to you. Just hear it at the back of the throat when you exhale. And begin to envision a word or a phrase, just something that brings peace to the mind, peace to the body, anything at all. It can be something personal to you. But just envision breathing that word, that phrase, whatever it is, just breathe it in. Just feel it move through the body. Just soften the whole body as you exhale. Just soften the mind. Just really let go. Just be here now. And throughout our practice, and come back to this word or this phrase, whatever it is, just feel the breath bringing it in. Letting it go. And then you can go ahead and begin to find some movement in the arms and the legs and into the feet. Maybe take a full body stretch when you're ready. Roll the ankles and the wrists. Bring the elbows down to a goalpost shaped arm. And just back of the hands on the mat or on the earth. Just take a full breath right here. Let it go. And then go ahead and interlace the fingers. Connect the fingers, interlace them, flip them up and overhead. Get a nice stretch through the wrists and point back through the toes again. Take a nice full body stretch here. And then release the hands. Release them. Let's take one more big breath through the nose, and we're going to open mouth, exhale, and let the palms come up and overhead by the side of the body. So let it go. Let's take an inhale, bring the palms up and overhead. One more time. Exhale through the mouth. Up and overhead with the hands. Just down by the sides of the body. Go ahead, bring the knees up, bring the soles of the feet on the mat. Just lift the hips up just a little bit and set them a little bit closer towards the feet. Get some nice length through the spine. Just put the hands on the belly for a moment and just notice the belly. See if we can just encourage everything to soften towards the mat. So if you have a nice big arch through the back body, just notice that and see if you can ask it to soften just a little bit. Take a couple breaths here. And then just begin to just gently sway the knees from side to side. Gently sway the knees. And walk the feet apart a little bit. Continue to sway the knees. Just feel a nice stretch coming through the outer hip. Go ahead and pull both knees in towards the chest. Just give yourself a nice big hug. Take your time to get here. Take your time. Nice big hug. And then just open the arms up out to a T. Go ahead and let the knees fall over towards the right. Oops, sorry, Petey. Let the knees fall over towards the right. Can bring the gaze up towards the sky or maybe send it out towards the left. While we're here, just make a couple of fists with the palms or roll the wrists a little bit. Just get the wrists involved as well for a moment. Envision that left shoulder melting down to the earth. If it's really uncomfortable on the spine, you can always bring a bolster or a pillow either onto underneath the thigh, or you can actually bring it between the thighs. This is a really nice restorative pose. That's a keeper right there. So go ahead and just take a moment here. One more full breath in. Just envision the breath traveling down the spine. And as you exhale, just really sink into this pose and envision the spine wringing out. Just letting everything go. We'll go ahead on an inhale and just bring the knees back up through center. Take your time, kind of recenter the spine before we move to the other side. So just take a moment, maybe lengthen through the spine a little bit. You can bring the knees back into the chest, give yourself a nice hug. Feel free to use your pillow or bolster if you'd like to. Let the knees come over, this time to the left. Open up the arms out to that T. You can gaze towards the sky or maybe out to the right. You can roll the wrists, stretch the fingers out. Take a full breath in and envision the breath traveling all the way down the spine. As you exhale, just wringing it out, letting it go. Let that right shoulder just melt down. Really let it melt down onto the earth. Just take a couple of breaths right here. It's a nice restorative twist to start out our practice this morning. And again, if it feels too much, either back off from it or use a blanket or a bolster or anything at all underneath the knees. Really gives some nice support. And then when you're ready, go ahead, take a breath in. Just lift back up with those knees. You can remove your prop if you do have a bolster, anything at all. Lengthen again through the spine. Just lift those hips. Set them back down towards the earth. One more time, let's pull the knees in towards the chest. Nice big hug. Nice big hug. Reach the feet up. Find a happy baby pose. Grasp onto the toes. Maybe the outsides of the feet. Just let the shoulders get nice and heavy. Just take a couple of breaths right here. And then guide the feet in towards one another. Lift the feet up to the sky. Just bring the palms along the backs of the thighs. Just pause for a moment. Just gaze up to the toes. Just feel that stretch still coming through the hamstring, just here, even with this passive pose. And then go ahead, take a full breath in, point the toes very gently, and on your exhale, just give a nice flex. Couple times. Nice point on your inhale, little flex. One more time, nice big point. Take that flex, bend through the knees. Your choice, either go to the side and push your way up to a seated position, or take a couple of rocks on the spine if it feels good, and just rock and roll your way. Lost their headphones here. Rock and roll your way up to a seated position. So go ahead. Can you give me a nod if you can still hear me? Good? Okay, excellent. All right. So from your nice seated position, just sit up nice and tall. Just envision that string pulling from the crown of the head. Just take a moment here. Let's just work with the neck just a little bit. Let the right ear fall over towards the right shoulder. Just drop that left shoulder down. Drop the left hand down all the way beside, and then just go ahead and pull that shoulder back a little bit. So pull the left shoulder back, drop it down. Feel that nice stretch coming along through the left-hand side of the neck. And then just gently guide the chin and guide the crown of the head back up. Lift up with the right hand. Go ahead and lift up with the right hand. Get a nice stretch along the right-hand side of the body. Nice length. And then gently guide it back down. Just roll the shoulders a couple of times behind us. Go ahead and give that nice roll. Change the direction. And just let the shoulders melt. And let's go ahead, drop the left ear this time down towards the left shoulder. And then the right shoulder, really focus on it. Drop it down and push it back just a little bit. Really feel a nice stretch through that right-hand side of the neck. And then just gently bring the crown of the head back up. Place the right hand down on the mat. Lift the left hand up. Nice big side body stretch. Nice side body stretch. And go ahead, bring the palm back down. Bring it back down. Just roll the shoulders a couple more times. Roll them a bit. Let's go ahead and just do some half moons with the neck. So just slowly make sure you're going slow enough that you don't get dizzy here. Make sure it feels okay. A couple half moons. If there's one particular spot that feels extra good that you just want to pause it, go ahead and hold that. And then let's take a big full moon with the neck. Just all the way around as long as it feels okay. Change directions, just do what feels good to you here. And then go ahead, just pause, come back up to a nice seated position, a nice neutral spine. Let's reach the feet out in front of us. Reach the feet out in front of us, and your choice. You can either just stay seated on the mat. If you have a blanket, if it feels better to sit up on a blanket, you can go ahead and do that, but just reach the feet out in front of you. Take a nice lift through the chest, nice lift. Let's go ahead, take a forward fold. Just a very gentle forward fold this morning to begin practice. Feel that length through the back of the legs. Feel it coming through the back of the low back, I should say. Really lift up through the heart and then gaze out in front of us and lengthen and let go. Just take a full breath right here. And then go ahead, gently rise back up. Just plant the palms right beside us. If you're on a blanket, you might have to scooch the hands just underneath. Roll the shoulders up and back. Just sit up nice and tall. Just come into staff pose just for a moment here. Take a nice full breath in. Let it go. Just release the hands. We're going to go ahead and bring the hands onto the mat and the knees onto the mat. If you feel like you need some cushion underneath the knees, go ahead and put a blanket underneath them. If that feels better, totally up to you. Totally optional. And then open up the hands nice and wide. Bring them down onto the mat. And let's begin to make some cat-cows. Lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, breathe it in. Exhale, round it out. Lift the tailbone, lift the gaze, breathe it in. And exhale, just round it out a few times, just at your own pace. Own pace, just find your cat-cows that work for you this morning. Maybe you want to pause at one particular location if it feels good. Maybe even a little bit of a rock back and forth. Really get a little extra stretch in there. And then just begin to move the hips in a nice big circle. Circle those hips real wide, or whatever circumference, I should say, works for you this morning. Nice big circles. Then go ahead and just open up the knees nice and wide with the knees this morning. Sink the hips back. You can always use a bolster here too, or a pillow underneath the hips if that feels better. But just bring yourself into a child's pose. Just take your time, get down there in that child's pose. Just let go. So see what feels comfortable to you. Just take 3 breaths right here. Just full breath in through the nose. Feel it moving into the upper back body. Let the shoulders just really melt and open as you exhale. Couple times, just like this. Let it go. Let's go ahead. We're going to walk the hands. So kind of lift the head up just a little bit. Walk the hands all the way over towards the right. Oh, you can let the body come up over on the right thigh. Just bring that left hand on top of the right. Really get a nice stretch through the left-hand side of the body. And then go ahead. Walk the hands through center and out over towards the left. So bring the right hand this time on top of the left. Pull back with that right hip. Really get some nice length here. And bring them back through center. we're gonna go ahead and just kind of scooch forward a little bit. Maybe you wanna slide the knees in just a little bit towards one another, but just scooch forward so the knees stay on the earth, the chest comes a little bit down towards the earth, and the hips begin to lift up, making our way into our heart chakra opening pose or puppy dog pose. Just go ahead, let the chest drop down, just let yourself be. Let's take a full breath here. And then keep the elbows where they are. Let's go ahead and just scooch forward and then slide the hips back maybe. I'm gonna remove my blanket out from under me here. Totally optional for you. If you have a blanket, might feel better. So we've got the elbows underneath us, underneath the shoulders, maybe actually a little bit out in front of the shoulders. And then just open up the palms nice and wide, roll the shoulders back, find a nice lift here. Just go ahead, get some length. Just take a full breath in. Now, if this is really tight through the low back, go ahead and open the feet up. It'll feel 100% better, I promise. But if you feel pretty secure and good through your low back these days, go ahead and keep them together, your option. So just take a full breath right here in Sphinx pose. And then let's just gently bring it on down. Gently bring it down. You can bring the right ear over onto the mat if you'd like to. Just bring the right ear onto your mat and just shake the hips back and forth. Just wiggle it out. So if you have some low back issues, mild low back issues, I should say, this feels really good to just kind of loosen it up at the end of the day. So this is a really nice posture to come back to. And then go ahead, maybe just bring the hands underneath the face. Lift the feet up. Let's go ahead and just rock the feet side to side. Rock the feet side to side. And then let's change directions with the gaze. So bring the left ear on top of those hands. Left ear on top of the hands. And just set the feet down, kind of pull those hands back behind us again. Just pushing the hands right underneath the shoulders. Wiggle the hips one more time. Wiggle them out. Wiggle them out. And then just let the gaze come down right in front of us. So we're gonna keep the hands just back behind the shoulders just a little bit. Pull the elbows in. Just gaze right down to the mat and find a nice little lift here. Find a nice little lift. You can push into the mat if you'd like to, or you can kind of ease up on the hands a little bit. Just feel some lift coming through the heart here. And then just gently bring it back down. On an inhale, one more time, let's do that. Go ahead, nice lift, bring it up. And then just gently bring it back down. We're gonna take an inhale. We're gonna bring ourselves back up through table. Back up through table. Maybe take a couple of cat-cows here in table. Just feel good, get into that good spot. And your choice, either stay right here in table, or go ahead, you can tuck the toes if you'd like to, and make your way into downward facing dog. So completely optional, either stay right here in table, perfect pose to be at, or tuck the toes, downward facing dog. If you're coming into down dog, just really feel the palms open up nice and wide. Opening them up. You can feel the mat under the fingertips. Just walk your dog out a little bit. Kind of hard to see with my pants this morning, but just pedaling one foot at a time. So either walk your dog out just like this, or If you're staying in table, just pedal your table out. Go ahead and shake your head out wherever you're at. Shake the head out. Let it feel nice and good. So if you're in down dog, we're just gonna do a little cross-legged walk to get us all the way to the front of the mat. So cross the right foot, right leg, I should say, over the left. Just take a moment there. Then left over right. And just keep this little walk going forward. Gonna get a nice additional stretch as we do this. And then just kind of make your way to the front of the mat and just come into a forward fold when you get there. Let the head go. You can grasp onto opposite elbows if you'd like to. Just find some length. Let it go. You can keep a nice bend into the knees if you'd like to begin with. And then maybe you want to begin to feel the hips lifting up. Let the head still go. Little bend into the knees. Release the elbows if you have them grasped. Rise all the way up. All the way up. Lift the palms, lift the gaze. Breathe in. Go ahead. Exhale. Bring the palms to heart center. Let's just move through a couple of half sun salutations. Lift the palms, lift the gaze, breathe it in. Pull the belly in, exhale, forward fold, let it go. Bring the palms to the shins, find some length. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Little bend into the knees, rise all the way up. And bring the palms to heart center. Poppy, do you want to do a sun salutation? You can come join if you'd like. Come on. Inhale, bring the palms all the way up. And then exhale, forward fold. Bring the palms to the shins, find some length. I'm gonna do this with mama. Exhale, forward fold. And then rise all the way up, full breath in. And exhale, palms to heart center. Very nice, everybody. So let's go ahead. We're gonna add on a little bit to it this morning. So let's go ahead and inhale. Let's bring the palms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold, forward fold. Maybe move the candle. Here you go, Daddy. That could have been a problem. And sorry, guys. Let's go ahead. We'll bring the palms up to the shins. Just find a little bit of length. And then exhale, nice forward fold once again. Just bend through the knees here. Plant the palms onto the earth. Let's begin with stepping back with the left foot. So the right foot is going to stay forward. Bend into that right knee. Bring the right knee just immediately over the ankle. Just kind of rock back and forth a little bit on those left toes for a moment. Feels good. Square the hips off. And then just bring that left knee down. Excuse me, did I say right toes? Left toes, rock back and forth. And then just undo that foot. So the top of the foot is right there on the mat. And then go ahead. Just take a nice little lift through the heart. Just gaze out in front of you. So your choice right here. You can stay right here. You can lift the palms up wherever you would like to be. Maybe even bring the palms interlaced behind you and open up the heart. Let that be an option as well. Just see what feels good. And then let's go ahead. We're going to release the hands wherever you have them. Bring the hands down onto the earth. Go ahead, sink back. Get some length through that foot. Begin pointing the foot and then lift those toes up. Find some length. And exhale, go ahead. Take that forward fold. Let go. And then gently sink back down. Sink all the way back down. So take a moment right here. And as long as it feels okay, now you might need a little additional cushion underneath that left knee. But maybe take a little lift with the left foot. Just see if that feels okay. It's a really big stretch on the quadricep. Just see how that feels for you. Go ahead and give it a try. See what it feels like. And then go ahead and just bring that foot down. So we're gonna bring the right hand onto the inside of the right foot here. Just walk that right foot over a little bit. Walk the right foot over towards the edge of the mat. Just gonna bring this up. And then your choice, if you'd like to, maybe roll a little bit onto the outside of that right foot. So let that be an option. So basically, if I'm facing everybody forward, you're looking just like this. And if it really feels good and you want to get a little deeper into this, you can come down onto the forearms or onto a block. So just let that be an option. Just take a full breath right here. And then gently come back down onto the sole of that right foot if you have it rolled. And we're gonna go ahead and just walk the foot back in. Go ahead and walk that foot back in. And then take a moment. Let's tuck the left toe, lift up with that left knee. Step all the way to the front of the mat. Just find some length. Exhale, let's get a nice forward fold. Little bend in the knees, rise all the way up. All the way up. And bring the palms back through to heart center. So just take a moment here. Connect with the soles of the feet. Just feel the soles of the feet lifting up. Feel them lifting up all the way to the crown of the head. Just breathe it in. Let it go. And then lift the palms up towards the sky. Let's interlace the fingers right here. Interlace the fingers and then just let the pointer finger come out. So go ahead and just take a nice tilt over towards the right. Just take a nice tilt over towards the right here. A little more of a side body stretch. And bring it back all the way over towards the left. Back through center, release the palms. Very nice, you guys. And slowly take that forward fold. Let the head go. Bring the palms up to the shins. Lengthen through the back of the legs. Push the shoulders back. Lengthen through the back body. Exhale, let the head go. Forward fold again. Little bend into the knees. This time, let's step back with the right foot so the left foot stays forward. Left foot stays forward. Go ahead. You can rock back and forth for a moment on that right toe. Just feel some nice stretch coming through the toes. Bring that knee down. Untuck the toe. Take a moment. Sink down. Make sure the knee and ankle are in line with one another. Square off through the hips and rise up, whichever way you'd like. So maybe the palms come up towards the sky. If this is the case, drop the shoulders down a little bit. Open up the heart here. Maybe the palms come up to the thigh, or interlacing the palms behind you and opening up the chest. Few options. Then go ahead, just release it wherever you're at. Bring the palms back down to the earth. Sink back. Go ahead, sink back. Get a nice stretch through the top of the foot to begin with. Lift up through the toes, find some length. Exhale, fold it out. And then go ahead, sink back down. Take a moment right here. Again, maybe you need to flip your mat or have a little extra cushion underneath the knee, or maybe this just is not feeling good at all. But if it does feel good, go ahead and lift up a little bit with that right foot. So some people may want to reach back and grasp onto it, and that's okay too if you'd like to, but definitely not necessary. Just lifting up that foot gives plenty of a stretch. Just make sure that it does not hurt the knee. And then go ahead, bring the foot down when you're ready. Bring the foot down. Let's go ahead. We're gonna tuck through that right toe, lift up with the right knee. This time we're gonna step all the way back into down dog. Either down dog or table, your choice. Keep it as gentle and restorative as you would like this morning, or give yourself a little extra boost. Shake the neck and head. Maybe walk your table or dog out again. And we're all gonna bring our knees down onto the earth and come into table. And then just roll back, roll all the way up onto the knees, and we're gonna bring the feet out in front of us. So if you have that strap handy, this is gonna be the magical time to use it. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a fancy yoga strap, although you can get these for like nothing online. So I highly recommend it. It can be a band, it can be anything at all. The dog leash really does work well too. But go ahead and just bring yourself onto the back body and get comfortable. Use a blanket maybe underneath the head if that feels good. My blanket really took a turn here. Whatever feels good to you. And then we're gonna take the strap and we're gonna strap up that right foot. So you don't have to make a loop or anything fancy with the buckle around it. Just bring the strap up and over the right foot. Very nice. And then what I like to do is bring the strap into the right hand and wrap it once around. And then that way my left hand is free and it becomes more of a restorative pose. I'm not constantly having to pull on the foot. So you can keep this left knee bent, the sole of the foot on it, on the earth, or you can extend the leg out, totally up to you. And then go ahead and just begin to open up the foot all the way out towards the right. So if this doesn't feel good, you can always use that pillow or bolster or anything kind of underneath the hip. That's an option. So just see what feels good to you here. Just open it up. This is another posture you can do outside of our class. Just really a nice one to play with midday. And then go ahead, just lift that foot back up towards the sky. And we're gonna take the strap and we're gonna place it into the left hand. So wrap the strap once around the left hand, same kind of thing. And then go ahead, you're gonna wanna extend that left leg for this. Bring the foot all the way over towards the left. Open up the arm all the way out towards the right. Nice big stretch. If you do have some low back issues and this doesn't feel right, definitely back off from it. Just take your time. Just enjoy this though. Feels pretty good. And lift that foot back up to the sky. Just take a moment. You can place the strap in both hands. Just feel that length coming across the hamstring. And then bring the foot down. Take a moment, cross that foot up and over the top of the right thigh. Reach through and kind of abandon the strap on it at this point if you want to. It doesn't necessarily need the strap. Just take a moment, just get a nice hip stretch in there. So cross that right foot up and over the top of the left thigh, reach through between. And some people I notice are always lift their head on this. Don't have to lift your head, just keep the back of the head on the earth and just enjoy this pose. And then go ahead and bring the foot down, just release the foot, maybe windshield wiper the legs a little bit. And let's get that strap handy and strap up the left foot when you're ready. So take your time, place the strap on the ball of the left foot, wrap the strap once around the hand, on the left hand. And then go ahead, take your time, open up, sorry, Petey, open up that leg all the way out towards the left. You can use a pillow underneath the hip and leg if you'd like to. Your choice on how you would like the right leg position. Just relax here for a moment. I like to bring the right palm on top of the right hip and just ask it to stay down. Just take a moment. And then gently guide that foot all the way up. Let's place the strap in the right hand this time. Wrap it once or so and bring the leg all the way out over towards the right. Take your left hand, left arm, open it up out to a T. Just get a really nice big twist here. Then go ahead. We'll gently lift the foot back up towards the sky. Just bring the strap into both hands for a moment. And then bend the right knee and cross this left foot up and over the top of the right knee to flex into the left foot and reach through, grasp onto the back of that right thigh. Get that nice hip opener. Lazy, Petey. And then go ahead, bring the foot down. Maybe just windshield wiper it out. Anything at all that you'd like. Just do what feels good. Maybe bring the soles of the feet together into Supta Baddha Konasana. A nice way to wind practice down. Or if the low back feels a little tight still, you can always bring the knees together and open the feet up all the way out to the edges of the mat. This is a wonderful pose. Just take a couple of breaths wherever you're at. And then we'll prepare to make our way into our final pose this morning, our Savasana. And just like the last few classes, I'm going to leave you in Savasana today so you can take as long of a Savasana at home as you would like. But just get nice and comfortable. Feel the tongue fall away from the roof of the mouth. Just let the breath go. Don't worry about that heavy active breath anymore. Just let it go back to your natural state. And let the eyes soften. Feel free to stay on the mat or maybe take your Savasana with your legs against the wall. Let that be an option as well. And just let go. And just let yourself be. Remember, always can come back to that word or phrase that brings peace. You can come back to that at any point in the day, not necessarily having to be on the mat. So just take your time and enjoy your Savasana this morning. And I am so grateful for everybody coming and enjoying practice this morning. And it's wonderful to see everybody. So thank you. Be well. Namaste.